Hey everyone, it's Pooh again, coming back to you with a new video. And we are about to experience something, at least I haven't experienced in quite some time, and that is a nice little white girl coming up to the defense of blacks. Because that's exactly what they need, is someone else shielding them. I swear, I haven't seen this in a while. It's been almost a year. But here you go. This and other commentary in this new episode of HuFlungPoo.
No one is telling you that you can't cosplay a person of color as a white person. They're telling you that you shouldn't.
Oh, I disagree with you. That's actually a code for telling somebody don't do it. You can try to be nice about it all you want, but that is in fact what your group is saying. And who the hell are they anyway? And why should anybody care what their opinion is?
This is a broad conversation that is stemmed from a specific one that has been taking place on the GeekyCon 2018 Facebook group since yesterday. Someone asked if it's okay for white people to cosplay as Hamilton characters, and they were asking if not, why, wanting to hear from all voices,
So wait,
including people
you
of
had to
color.
qualify it when you said all voices to include black people? Why would you feel the need to do that? If you say all voices, do you automatically assume that anybody watching your video would not assume that you meant black people were included in the all voices comment? Why do you patronize black people so much, or at the very least, assume that everybody else is a dum-dum, that when you say all voices, you have to make sure that you amend that with including black voices? Is it white guilt, or are you in fact the racist here?
Now, this question was met with a ton of white people on the defense.
What? White people were on the defense? Get out. Why would white people be on the defense? I mean, it's not as if white people lately haven't been persecuted from the left or right, in the middle. And I'm not speaking from a socio-political standpoint. I'm just talking about they're getting it from all directions. So, yeah, why would white people be on the defense about anything? Well, I don't know. Maybe it'll give me an explanation here.
Saying that you can cosplay as anything if you love the character, as long as you don't do black or brown face.
Well, why should it matter if if they're paying tribute to the character, if they're honoring the character? I mean, this isn't just some freaking minstrel thing that these people are doing, I'm guessing. It's not like they're doing an Al Jolson here. Look up Al Jolson if you don't know who that is. I'm kind of thinking you might not. This lady, guys, not you. I get it. Again, if they're not being demeaning to the characters and are giving it honor and tribute and homage, what is the big freaking deal outside of it looking ridiculous?
And a lot of these white people in this discussion were speaking over the voices of people of color.
Like, you said this was on a Facebook page. I'm going to make a safe presumption here that this discussion was done via texting. No. That people were adding to the discussion by typing in characters, and that there actually wasn't some kind of voice conference going on. How the hell can white speak over people of color in a freaking text chat? What, with the sheer number of responses from whites as opposed to non-blacks greater? And this is talking over them? You've got to be kidding me. And I'm sorry to tell you this, but you know what? If blacks or not people of color don't want to respond at the same volume as whites or people of not of color, that's on them. There is no shouting down people of color or white or whatever on a chat board. Get a grip, lady.
Whenever a person of color tried to come in and say that they didn't agree, that they found this to be racist or problematic, they just kept explaining themselves and why they thought it was okay.
Oh, well, imagine that. A disagreement. Again, if their argument was that they were paying tribute, honor, homage to these characters, what's the big flippin' deal? Are we always going to concern ourselves with the feelings of other people just because they happen to be of a particular ethnic group, a race? Maybe we should just tell these people to get a grip and not be so damn sensitive. Do you really think I'm going to have a problem being a Hispanic, watching somebody white put on a wig, stuff the back of their pants with whatever makes their ass look big, and then go out on Halloween looking like J-Lo or Selena? No, I meant to say Selena, not J-Lo. No, I don't give a shit. Doesn't bother me a bit. Oh, but what are we gonna say? It doesn't bother me because I haven't been oppressed? Oh, well, guess what? Many Hispanics have been. I don't take it personally, unlike other people.
Now, some people of color in that conversation also thought that it was okay for white people to cosplay as Hamilton characters, but several of them were clearly stating that they were uncomfortable with it, at best.
Well, cool. That's okay. Let them be uncomfortable with it. And you know what? Let the people who disagree with it strongly and thought it was going to be racist be uncomfortable with it too. Why the hell are you here? Just out of curiosity. I mean, why did you not invite any of these people who took umbrage with, I don't know, blackface going on onto your video here to explain why they were uncomfortable with it? Whether or not they thought it was okay for them to, for whites to go in as Hamilton characters or the ones that didn't. Why didn't you bring any of them into your chat? What, you're shielding?
Mainly they were saying that it's harmful for white people to cosplay as non-white characters due to representation issues.
What representation issues? What, there aren't enough black people going to GeekyCon? Well, whose fault is that? Oh, it's nobody's. Because whether you like it or not, want to admit it or not, blacks aren't that prevalent in the geek culture. And it's either because not a lot of them are geeks, or there's just not a whole lot of black people compared to those of non-blacks who are geeks. I mean, if you want to have representation, you're going to have to get more blacks into geek culture.
Now, I'm going to break this down a bit further to explain to you why it's not okay to, 1, speak over marginalized voices, and 2, to choose to cosplay as a person of color when you're a white person and there are just so many white characters you can cosplay as.
Why? Because you're black and an authority on the black experience? Oh, do tell us more. You know, I personally wouldn't care if a black person decided to go as a white character. I mean, we've already seen it happen with the Broadway or stage play of Harry Potter. I mean, like it or not, the movie has established Hermione as a white character. J.K. Rowling established Hermione as a white character when she picked Emma Watson to play Hermione. Oh, but now we're going to upset that by having Hermione played by a black character. Yeah, that works out great. But truth be told, in this particular instance, I don't care that they've replaced Hermione with the black player. I really don't. I just wish they'd replaced Ron with a blonde. Did I make a rhyme?
Now, I know I'm white.
Oh, good. You know, because I was a little concerned that you might be a person afflicted with multiple personality disorder. Thanks, Captain Obvious. Holy crap. Now, I know what some of you are going to say. It's not all that obvious that she's a white girl, but it kind of is. Because if she's mixed with anything else, you'd be hard-pressed to mistake her for any other race or ethnicity. This is a white girl. Now, for me personally, since I happen to be a little bit light-skinned, somebody might confuse me with some other ethnicity. Alright? But for crying out loud, it's really obvious this is a white girl. Which is why I've been deriding her for speaking for black people that she doesn't know.
And this could be taken as me just being another white girl talking over a marginalized voice.
Well, yes, by your logic, that's exactly what you are. You don't want other people speaking over these marginalized voices, yet you've invited none into your video to speak for themselves. So yes, you are speaking, another white girl speaking over marginalized voices. Personally, I don't care. I mean, speak your mind, regardless of what your ethnicity or your race is. If you think that people are marginalized, go ahead. Talk about how they're marginalized. Just next time, maybe bring them onto your channel to explain themselves instead of you explaining it for them.
However, I'm being an ally in this conversation because the other white people in this conversation will not listen to those marginalized voices saying that what they're doing is wrong.
Well, good. I'm glad they're not agreeing with what they're doing as being wrong. Because again, your feelings don't matter and nobody should have to cater to your feelings. Let people do what the hell they want to do and let people think what they want to think about them without having to be shouted down saying what you're doing is wrong. Let people have their freedoms without you being a dick about it. And again, let black people speak for themselves. At the very least, next time, if you're not going to have them on your channel, maybe at least screen cap some text so we can see what the hell it is you're talking about. Because for all I know, lady, you're full of shit. In one way or another, you definitely are.
So those of us who are actually listening to marginalized voices just have to keep talking, so that's what I'm doing. And I've spoken to several people of color about this very topic, and I'm here to spread their messages.
Well, I'm glad the blacks appointed you as the royal ambassador to spread their message. Again, show examples, get them on your channel. Because, you know, a point without any supporting evidence can be easily dismissed without evidence. As far as I can tell, you're lying. You're being a virtue signaler, and I'm not impressed.
Specifically to the GeekyCon 2018 group of people, if you find that community and that group a safe space, that is great. However, for it to be a true safe space, we need to remember all of the identities of everyone involved. I would encourage you to look at the Harry Potter Alliance's Positive Fandom Guidelines to give you a good understanding of how to create a safe space.
What? Harry Potter has guidelines for creating safe spaces? I mean, I was really going to stop this video when she started talking about safe spaces, because what else can be said about safe spaces that haven't been said already? Man, you know, SJWs absolutely know how to ruin everything. You know, I know J.K. Rowling is something of a liberal, but I wonder if she supports the safe space bullshit. When are you kids going to fucking learn that the world is not a safe space and that anybody with intent can crash your safe space?
I'll leave that down in the link below. When a person of color doesn't feel comfortable when you're doing something they consider racist, you're not creating a safe space.
And guess what? I don't give a shit. Which is kind of funny. I don't care if I'm not creating a safe space for them because they might deem something I'm saying or doing as racist. I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it for myself. And you know what? This word, you know, it's been argued several times that you guys are making such... You're overusing the term racist so much that it's losing all meaning. You know, for crying out loud, in 2008, I couldn't disagree with Obama's policies without being called a racist. I mean, heck, oh man, I'm not going to explain my feelings about that, but it's just stupid. It's stupid that you can't disagree with anybody of a different color or race without being called a racist. And you guys have created this environment, and you're going to suffer the backlash when it happens. And I just hope it's not bad. And let me take a moment to explain what I mean by backlash. This country, in my opinion, has gone so far to the left with this SJW shit that it is regressive, and that they are causing an environment, or creating an environment, that pretty soon you're going to have a large group of nationalistic people that are going to be the true racists. You're going to get a Nazi party of sorts in this country, and y'all are really going to hate it then. You guys are not being equal-tempered on this. You're overdoing it. Please stop before this country really turns into something you don't want it to be. Please. Or any of us for it to be.
And you shouldn't feel attacked if you're told that your viewpoint is problematic.
And you shouldn't feel that my actions or my speech are racist just because you don't agree with them. Can we agree on that? So anyway, folks, I pretty much addressed what I wanted to address. It's about safe space shit. Thanks for stopping by. Like, share, and subscribe. And now you know who flung the poo.